Welcome to the Happy Humanoids Perspective, where your beliefs are challenged, thoughts provoked, and where you may find your happy place whether you like it or not.
And here are your hosts, Edith and Miles.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Hello, everyone. Welcome to our show. This is episode number 25, and you are at the Happy Humanoids Perspective, a questionable reality.
Hello, everyone. My name is Edith, and I'm a certified facilitator, Access Consciousness. And here with me tonight, my dear husband,
The clown
significant other.
Insignificant other.
Okay.
Miles Keeper, Access Consciousness, certified facilitator. Welcome to our show. Tonight we have a very interesting topic, I think. The topic of the show is lack of time dynamic. Now, what does that mean? Lack of time.
What does that mean? Yeah. Do you have that kind of relationship with time where when you lack time, you don't? Your relationship with time, you create that kind of relationship where you organize yourself to always be in the space where you lack time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So everywhere you organize yourself to be in a space where you lack time, will you now uncreate and destroy it all times a godzillion?
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, online shorts, boys and beyonds. That sounds a lot like living from the space of adrenaline. Not that I've ever done that. So, like having this space of like, I don't have enough time. It's like there's a lack of time and there's just sort of panic mode of operation. And it's like this adrenaline rush, like functioning from adrenaline, functioning from this space of being busy, being in a hurry, and being frantic. And it's like, it's interesting that a lot of us do that as though it's really creating something great. It's like it's a space of like we're taking care of our life, or it could be for some, it's like an acknowledgement that I'm living, I'm doing something, I'm busy, I'm alive. It's like there's something happening in my life because I'm stressed, or I've got adrenaline going, or I think of myself as being important because I've got so much going on. So everywhere that we're functioning from this space of adrenaline and using time as a way to justify going through life creating from a space of stress. Will you please now destroy and uncreate all that times a godzillion?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and puck, all nine shorts, bows and beyonds. And says, I call it the badge of busy. Yeah, it's about this being busy, having busyness in our life. Mm-hmm. We call it dynamic. What if it's about energies? As you said, mode of operation. What if it's about these energies that are in your body that you function from, that keep you creating the same thing over and over and again? Mm-hmm. And when we create the same thing and we cannot change it, one of the reasons is that sometimes it is algorithms that are in place. So all the algorithms that are in place that keep you in the same kind of relationship with time, where in this kind of relationship there's no time, there's no place for you, there's no space for you. Well, uncreate and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pocket, online shorts, boys and beyonds.
And let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the algorithm that keeps us in the lack of time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
I think your microphone might be on your zipper. It's making a little bit of a sound.
Okay. I'll keep it like this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's interesting that we function from this space of being busy, and it's like do we really accomplish more by being this place of busy? It's like there's this sort of a lie that if I'm moving around a lot, I'm accomplishing, I'm getting things done, but maybe that's not the case. Maybe it's just we're burning off energy and not really getting much, or not even really accomplishing what it is that we truly desire. It's like that's another way in which that I do sometimes is like trying to look busy. Like for some reason, look busy. Jesus is coming. I don't know why that came back. But it's the second coming of Jesus. Look busy. But no, that's not where I'm going with that. But yeah, there's some kind of idea that is like if we're busy, it's like I think it's back to like not being okay, it's not accepted um, to be a human being, not a human doing in this reality. It's like we have to stay busy. Not to say that it's wrong to stay busy. It's great if you're creating what you want to create and you're enthusiastic and whatever. Awesome. But to stay busy for the sake of staying busy and trying to create something out of our life or whatever, I'm not sure. So everything that is, everywhere that we've just staying busy for the sake of busyness, will you destroy and uncreate all that times a godzillion, please?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, bows and beyonds. What if the lack of time was a lie?
Mm-hmm.
What if it's not the time that you lack, but the fact that you believe in the lack?
Mm-hmm.
So everywhere you believe that the lack exists, and everywhere you created the lack to prove that it exists, will you now uncreate and destroy it all times a godzillion?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And there's also something about having the lack. If you need to go jump back in, go ahead. I don't know.
No, you go.
Oh, yeah, like having this space, the lack of, I forgot where I was going to go. What was it? Oh, well. So, yeah, it's like having this, like believing in this sense of lack with like there's not enough time is like also not acknowledging that we are infinite beings, and also using this idea that if we're having a lack of time, it's like it's almost like stifles or stops us from creating. For me, it does. If I think I don't have enough time to do something, then it's almost like a resistance to not create, because I'm focusing on not having the time to do something, which is a lie, instead of just, okay, what could I create here? But I'm focused on more on the lack of time. So everywhere that we're focused on the illusion of time or the lack of time, will you destroy and uncreate all that times a godzillion, please? Sweetie, I think you went offline. So everything that is, destroy and uncreate all that times a godzillion, right, wrong, good or bad, pot and pock, on short, spoils and beyond. Now you're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, cool.
I didn't push the right button.
She had a timeout. So now she's back. We're up to speed again. So.
Yeah,
She
here
went
I
to
am
another
again.
dimension. I think she had another podcast or something she had to do. She came back and she's folding space to get everything done. That's a good example of not believing in time to go and do something else and come back and
Yeah. Are you addicted to lack? I'm still in this dynamic of the lack. Are you addicted to lack? Are you creating your life by honoring the lack?
Are you talking to me specifically?
No, so everything that is.
Okay.
No, not at all. Everything that is will you uncreate and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot and pock, on ice, short, spoils and beyonds.
And everywhere you believe that the lack, as it is true, that the lack is true.
Mm-hmm.
What if it's not true? But you believed in it and you created it again and again. What if it's just an energy that you believed in, and from that, so all the creation that you everything you created from this energy of lack. It's just an energy. It's not who you are.
Mm.
Well, uncreate and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock on and short spoils meals. Now that's like almost a full-time hobby, is believing in this energy of lack and like supporting that and playing with it and taking it out to dinner and organizing it and building my life around it or your life around it. That's like a full-time hobby. So everywhere that you've made lack of time and the energy of lack your full-time hobby, will you destroy and uncreate all that times a godzillion?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, bows and beyonds, and everywhere. What have you made so vital about the lack that by making it so vital, there's no space for you. There's no space for being you.
Yeah.
Whoa. And everything that is, will you uncreate and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Everywhere that you've made lack so vital in your life that there's no room for you to sit in your own seat. It just squeezes you out there. So that's really amazing, Miles, that you came up with such a brilliant clearing. So everything that is, will you destroy it and uncreate all that times godzillion, please?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, bows and beyonds. And everywhere you incarcerated yourself in this reality of lack. And you incarcerated in this incarceration to make sure that it's true. Whoa. Will you now uncreate and destroy it all times a godzillion?
Mm-hmm. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah, so there's also like this build up to not having the time. There's this energy that it's the same thing I think with lack. It's like supporting the energy of lack. It's like also supporting the energy of not having time. It's like it can be like your go-to excuse or your go-to everything to why that you're not choosing what you could be choosing. So yeah, and it's like it's the gift that keeps on giving because it doesn't go away unless we choose something different. It's like it's always there. We can always choose this lack of time, this illusion of lack of time, or we can create something different. So everything that is destroyed, uncreate all that time is Godzillion, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and puck, all nine shorts, bows and beyonds. I'm still in the lack because
Yeah,
I
that's great.
discovered.
I think there's a lot there.
Yeah, discovered things this afternoon. I was thinking about it, and in past lifetime, is it possible that you wanted to punish yourself for something, and one of this punishment was to keep you in lack for eternity? Oh my God. So everywhere you impose on you the punishment of lack for all eternity. That's the thing. We are an infinite being. From in this life, if it's been like 20 years ago, 20 lifetimes ago that you chose to do this for yourself, an infinite being, yeah, the body dies. The body, but you as an infinite being, you continue. So if you impose that on you, this punishment of the lack for all eternity, you're still in it. So everything that is, will you uncreate and destroy it all times a godzillion?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah.
And everywhere you made the conclusion that the lack is the only future for you.
Mm-hmm.
Will you now uncreate and destroy it all times a godzillion?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
Yeah.
Everywhere that we're functioning from this space of lack, like what, where is it that we not only use time, but lack of energy, I know this is a podcast about time, lack of time, but what it's really just some aspect of that covers over into really where we're not lacking receiving in our life, where we think that we lack the capacity to receive or lack the capacity to have joy or fun or lack the capacity to come up with some brilliant creative ideas to do something that you love to do or lack the idea of, or lack the capacity to choose joy and follow your knowing and what you desire. So everywhere that we're hiding behind the lack of time, and really it is just a sense of a lack that we're functioning from, will you now destroy and uncreate all that times Godzillion?
Yes, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and puck, all nine shorts, bows and beyonds. And everywhere you put this energy of lack in your future, because if you think right now, if you're in the lack and you think about your future and you put that there, yeah. So will you now destroy and uncreate it all at 4? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cool.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Oh.
I think your
Cool.
zipper is back in action again on your
Oh,
microphone.
okay. I think I will remove it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Off comes the jacket.
Yeah.
So everything
This is
that
the
is,
only.
all that times, lack of times, a zillion, right? That pot and buck on a short boys and beyonds.
Yeah. The thing is, yeah.
Go ahead. I was just worth saying you had somewhere you were going to go with that. So
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, the time is a construct. It's a linearity. It's something.
mm-hmm.
The infinite being that we are in an energy, space, and we are consciousness. It's not part of who we really are.
Mm.
So I remember I had a lot of problem with the time. And you know, when I didn't have the time to do something, I panicked and I was ready to kill. I think many times I was ready to kill because I didn't have the time and I had to do something. So, okay, so everywhere you kill people for time to try to save time or for whatever in relationship with time. And you believe you still have to do the same thing again and again. Will you now uncreate and destroy it all times a godzillion?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, online shorts, boys and beyonds.
So I asked myself lately about time. How can I deal with this? How can I make this easy? Because this panic that I'm going to, it's a choice. It's a choice that I make when I don't have the time. What choice can I make here that will be for me helpful, that will create ease, even if I don't have a lot of time in front of me to create whatever? And the awareness that I had was create space. Create space in this. I can create space. I am space, but I'm not time, so I cannot create time. But I can create. I can create space. Before Access, I had this tool where they were saying stretch the time. Sometimes it can help too. Well, I don't know if it works, but yeah, some people are using this. Yeah, so it's about finding. It's about too. You can ask the question: how can I outcreate this? Because there's a conflict with time at that time. How can I outcreate this conflict with time? And it can go with the awareness. Go with the awareness that you receive with that. Okay, so everything that is brought up here, will you now uncreate and destroy it all times a godzillion?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, online shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah, I like that idea what you said about creating space. Look, I have a lot of things that I like to do and I have in my mind that I want to do, and I have a lot of, I'd say, hobbies, but they're really something that's interesting to me. I don't always get to them. And it's like, instead of going to the space of, oh, I don't have time to do this, it's like asking a question. It's like, okay, what would it take for me to allow myself to do this today? Or what would it, what is it that requires my attention? So that's one thing that Gary does when he not manages, but creates his life, is like he asks, in the morning, if he has a lot of things on his plate. It's like, okay, what requires his attention today, and goes with that. And for me, it's like I have a very interesting sort of way I do things. Like I have a lot of things that I really like to do, and it's like I sometimes wish I had like 10 more units of time or whatever a day, or like was that with Michael Keaton, he had like eight of his own people to do all of his things. It's like I have so many different hobbies that I would like to do them all. But yeah, it's like maybe it's not the right time to do all of them, you know. So asking what is it that I would really like to do today is a good way to approach that. So everywhere that you are not allowing yourself to take the time to ask a question and see what it is that you truly desire and honor that, you now please destroy and uncreate all that times a godzillion, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and puck, all nine shorts, bows and beyonds. Time is always a limitation because time is a judgment. It's not a reality. It's about if we have, I remember that, well, when I think about I don't have time, or I just have a certain period of time to do something, and what I'll do often, well, before I became aware of it, I would shrink myself. I would become that kind of energy that I judge. That time that I have, I judge it, and I limited myself. So that's why when I panic, it's because I don't have my space, because I try to shrink myself about that. And if we compare time and space, well, time is a limitation and space is mutable. The space is malleable.
Malleable, yeah.
Malleable and foldable. But time isn't.
It's like Play-Doh.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can put it over comics and pull it off, and then you can see the comic there on your Play-Doh.
Yeah. So what if it's about functioning from space, creating your space, even if no matter the time. If I have 5 minutes, for me it can be a lot, or it can be not so much, and for you it can be it's so different from a person to another. What is the judgment that we have about what is a lot of time, what is just not enough time, and all that. So everywhere your way to be in relationship with time is to become the judgment of the time. Because we have a judgment of what the time is, and you become energetically this judgment, and this kind of limited space will, uncreate and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pocket, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. I like to jump on that wagon there a little bit, just about the time. And it's like when I say, and when I've said in the past, that I don't have time to do something. Hallelujah. Then it's like, do I really know that I don't have the time to do something? Like you said, I've made a judgment about time. Like I don't have the time to do something. I don't know how long something's going to take. It's like if I've in the past, I've had so much energy vested in the idea that something's going to take X amount of hours or X amount of days to do something. And that just keeps growing and growing and growing. And when I actually do that, it's like it takes a fraction of the time that I thought it was going to take. And my energy opens up and my whole world expands. And it's like this idea that when I say, oh, I don't have time for that, that's number one, that's not a question, that's a lie. And it's a judgment. So I don't really know how much I could ask. Okay, what's required here for me to do this? Is now the moment to be doing this. So yeah, everywhere that we've jumped to conclusion and to the lie that we don't have enough time to do something that is maybe something that we don't want to do, or we're procrastinating, will you now destroy and uncreate all that times a godzillion, please?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and puck, all nine shorts, bows and beyonds. And what if the lack of time, I come back to this now again, was a creation to not being you? What if you created the lack of time this way by having not having time? It's about not being you.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that is, everything you're using the time to allow you to not being you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you now create and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, online, shorts, boys and beyonds. And everywhere you're using time to avoid everything that you could be choosing. We destroy and uncreate all that times a godzillion.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds, and all the conflict of time you created to stop you from being.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, you now create and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, online, shorts, boys and beyonds, and all the time that you've wasted talking about how much time you don't have, we destroy and uncreate all that times a godzillion.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Today I was outside. I had time. I had time to ask questions, and I said, "What is it that makes people creating that space of not being them?" And what came, and the awareness that I had, the image that I have is, we build all these walls in front of us energetically to protect ourselves from others, to protect ourselves for whatever reason. And we don't want people to touch us. We don't want to be wounded. We don't want to, we have all these reasons. And by doing this, where is the space for you to be? Yeah, wow. So everything that is, William create and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, online, shorts, boys and beyonds. You have more there with that?
Yes, it seems like yes, there is. Okay. So everywhere, by building these walls, you thought it was the way for you to live you better. And by doing so, you just created less of you.
Mm-hmm.
You incarcerated yourself in these walls. Well, uncreate and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, online, shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah, it's like believing in this lie of lack of time is really just a way to stay unpresent and be unconscious, because it's really not about being present. It's not about asking questions, it's not about creating our life. It's about, for me, it's about resisting receiving. That's what it is. When I say when I have a lack of time or don't have time to do something, it's like I'm resistant to what's offered me. So if there's an opportunity that presents itself to me, or something that I desire to do, and I'm like conflicted and I said I don't have the time, it's really me. So everywhere that, when you are in this space of lack of time, everything that doesn't allow you to expand your allowance, expand your receiving to accommodate and to receive what it is that you desire to do, will you please destroy and uncreate all that times godzillion?
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And when we are in this space of, we're really lacking time. We have an appointment and we have to be there, it's getting us, and we believe at that time, at that moment, that we have no choice. We have to hurry up. We have to. So what would it take about at that time at that moment, to ask a question, to change it, change the energy that you're in, because the time is there. So it's linear. It's not something that you can change. The only thing you can change, we cannot, unless you have the power to change the clock on the planet. What can you do for you about the time? What can you, what question can you ask to be more at ease with the fact that you don't have a lot of time in front of you? So what would it take for you, to be at ease with the fact that you don't have a lot of time to do whatever is required for you to do? and everything that doesn't allow that will uncreate and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pocket on 9, shorts, boys, meows. Yeah, I want to touch again on what you said earlier, Edith, about creating the space. You know, it's really not about the time, it's creating this space. So let's say there is 30 minutes on the clock until something has to be done. What would it take to expand out and create this space to get whatever it is that's required to get done in that amount of time? Because it's not about rushing and racing against the clock. It's like as we create that space to get something done or create whatever else is required, the energies that can come in and assist, you know, maybe we can call someone to help us or whatever. You know, it's like being stuck in the lack of time is really a spiral down. So yeah, it's like when you're in that space of not in that space of stress, like what would it take to create this space to allow this to be done quickly? And everything that doesn't allow that, we please destroy it and create all that times godzillion.
Yes, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and yellows. And it can be to ask the question, what energy, space, and consciousness can I be to have all of this occur almost instantaneously? You know, it's about, because we, as the infinite being, we can create at the speed of space. How many times when I allow myself the space, I could create things faster. So much faster because I allow myself the space to do it. And there was all this judgment too. It will take me a certain amount of time to do this. And by allowing me the space, I create a new reality for me. When I do this, I create a new reality, and it's I have space. I have space, and from that space, it's so much. There's more possibilities. Yeah, there's so much more possibilities. So what would it take for you to allow yourself? Well, this is my awareness for me. I don't know if it's the same for you, but yeah. So what would it take for you to try that? To try to have to create space when you don't have so much time, and explore that. Yeah.
Yeah, also, like even during the day, if you're one question you could ask is like, am I living from time or space at this moment? You know, am I giving energy to time, or am I creating more space? Like in any particular moment, because I think we live in this dimension of time because it's all around us. You know, we're almost out of time for a podcast. We actually are out of time. Again, what happened? So yeah, so ask yourself this week, if you like, am I living from a space? Am I living from space, or am I living from time? Yeah, so just for fun, kicks and whistles. Well, do you have any last moments or last comments before we sign off?
I just gave it.
That was it?
That was it. Yeah.
Wow. Guys, please join us next week, and if you want to check this stuff out on our website, yeah, it's happyhumanoids.com. We have the show notes, and we have some other things on there as well. And we'll be back again next week at the same time, Tuesday, 8 o'clock. See you then. Thanks for listening, and please give us a honk of support by subscribing, commenting, and sharing the show with your friends. Or, if you didn't like the show, please share it with your enemies. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys, again for coming to see us, and we'll see you again next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Ciao.